All right, my friends, Luke Belmar just released his official meme coin list for the 2024 supercycle. He calls it his Q4 list, which means the next 3 months, he thinks a lot of people are going to make a lot of money with these tokens. Now, if you don't know about Luke Belmar and you're like, why do we really care? Well, he made $42 million in his 20s. He's right now, he's 29. I believe he got his real big break. He started in the e-com world, similar to me, swapped over to the crypto world, and between 25 and 29, he made $42 million. This is his Twitter. He says he bought BNB in 2017 at $2. Now, if we come over here and pull up the BNB graph, that's obviously Binance's official token. You can see it's currently at $562, and it's actually pretty close to all-time high, funny enough. And at 2017 at $2, I mean, you got to go all the way back on the chart, back to here in 2017. This is late 2017 when it was sitting just over there. It is just about $2 back then. And you can see he was very patient. He rode out some flat markets, although what we're going to get into in this video as well, it looks flat compared to how crazy it went. But if we actually get rid of these humps, you can see he actually had made a lot of money way back then as well. So he was riding out those highs and lows until the absolute skyrocket of a ship took off thanks to CZ at Binance. And he also got into Cake. This is Pancake. This is a DEX on the Binance chain. So you can see he made most of money with Binance tokens. Pancake Swap, let's see what he got in at actually. Sub $25 million market cap. We come over to Pancake Swap. It's currently at $1.81, but okay, what's the market cap of that? Well, currently it is sitting at about $500 million. But when he got in at sub $25 million market cap, you can see it must have been about, I'm guessing when he says sub 25 mil market cap means pretty damn close to it. So probably about here, 2nd of December 2020, and then rode it up to almost a $7 billion market cap. This was almost a 300x return, which is how he made $40 million. That makes sense. But why are we talking about it now? Well, because as I've told you, and as is probably in the thumb and title, Luke Belmar is extremely bullish again on crypto. He thinks we're at the verge of the super cycle that we're all going to be able to make, maybe not $40 million, depending on how much capital we have, but at least 7 figures for the people who are playing this smart with a decent amount of capital. And he started this by commenting on Sui meme coin. So Sui is a layer 1 chain that's had a lot of volume recently. People are saying that people are taking the liquidity from Solana, moving it over to Sui. House of Crypto was big on that. I think he moved a large portion of his portfolio over just before it doubled. He played that really well. And Luke Belmar is thinking that Sui meme coins are going to be the next trend, just like Tron meme coins were a big trend. And he's commented on Hippo. Now, the original developer threw in the towel, meaning the person who actually created the smart contract and created this token. A lot of time they try take their money and run, but the community, a strong community, will take over that project and run it from there. But Luke Belmar, and I'll show you his exact picks in just a second, is very bullish on this Sui ecosystem, but also more bullish on memes in general. If you haven't seen this video, I actually watched it in full. It's from Miles Deutscher, a massive crypto influencer, probably one of the top tier crypto influencers, puts in insane amounts of work ethic. I really respect him. This is him over here on the left. He's doing extremely well. He interviewed Luke Belmar. I think it went for about an hour and a half or 2 hours, and they talk about crypto, they talk about money. It's a very fascinating podcast. But there's snippets inside this podcast which actually were quite mind-blowing to me. Luke Belmar was basically asked, do you think that meme coins are going to be the number one thing to invest in this super cycle? And Luke Belmar said, yes, absolutely. Community-based tokens of the people are going to be the number one returner, is Luke's sentiment. So I was like, oh, very interesting. So how does Luke pick his top meme coins? This is a summary from Miles Deutscher from the podcast, and you can come watch the clips or you can go watch the whole thing if you're interested. He says, you want to find the winner on every chain and find the teams with the best public relations and marketing. So he looks at team, he looks at marketing and public relations, are basically the same thing. You want people to be able to have access to high tier influencers and be really smart with AI tools, memes, videos, trailers, roadmaps, promising things in the future. It's all really good. And he said inside this podcast, the ones that he were looking at were Brett, NPC, and Foxy. Now we have broken down a couple of these on this channel under Luke Belmar. We talked about Luke Belmar's picks just a couple of days ago. Foxy was the new one, which is basically the meme coin based on MetaMask, the fox as the logo, which funny enough isn't actually in his new list, which let's get into that new list now that he just dropped. He said on August 31st, just wait for retail meme coin season, which in his opinion, and I'm slightly skeptical, but he obviously knows more than me and has made more than money in meme coins and made more money than me in crypto. So he's definitely more of the authority here. But still, part of me is like, oh, is this really going to be that easy? This is retail here, guys, where it absolutely zooms up. And again, we can zoom in and you can see that it was moving. It wasn't stagnant before that, before retail came, but retail makes every little bump along the way, or the patient holds that you've been doing, the up 80%, the down 80%, look absolutely like a flat line. And when retail comes, that's when you get the 300 exit. And not only does he think retail is coming, but he thinks that he is not perfect, but he rarely misses, especially with crypto. And this meme coin super cycle cannot be stopped. So the meme coin super cycle is coming, and he believes that his picks are going to be extremely accurate in getting the best returns for you. He then put out on October 7th, Q4 meme list loading. I told you 3 weeks ago that haters would regret crapping all over the memes. Today, they are the best performing asset in crypto. If you know, you know. So this is the meme list that we're looking for. He then said, Q4 meme coin selection complete. Should I drop the list? Yes, of course, you should drop the list. Stop engagement farming and just get to it. I mean, that's what I'm doing here at the moment, building up the suspense similar to he did. Also, if you're on X and you don't follow me, come and follow me at Rubicon Benji. We break down the biggest influencers and the best traders and show you their portfolios, breaking them down to threads so you can easily understand what tokens they're invested in when they buy new ones and all the opportunities, because they have the best track record. So let's see exactly what they're doing and copy that. And then finally, Luke Belmar replied on October 9th, Q4 meme selection complete. In this thread, I'll cover my conviction for memes I think will outperform most of the market. This is the thing here, because guys, if we're super cycling and Bitcoin's going to 200 grand and everything else is going up below it, everything is going to go into profit. But outperform means some of them are going to 2x and some of them are going to 25x. And you want to be in the memes that are 25 or 100xing. Of course, at least I can assume that. That's exactly what I want to do. So let's cover my favorite potential plays across the most popular layer 1 and layer 2 chains. So layer 1 and layer 2 chains. He's broken it down to 2 tweets here. This is the first tweet. Layer 1, Ethereum and Solana. So these are basically the 2 biggest layer 1 chains. And he's got 5, but 1 is actually undisclosed at the moment. But 4 public memes that he is interested in. Not just interested in, should I say, actually holding with his money. And he's got $40 million plus now. He runs Capital Club. He has other investments outside of crypto that do extremely well. And he had 1.6 billion views in 2023 across all of his profiles. So safe to say he's worth over 50 to 60 billion. Not billion, he wishes. So that would be unreal. 50 or $60 million. So if he's putting some money in this and he's got strong conviction, you can basically bet that it's going to be millions of dollars. So the first token was Pepe. He says he first mentioned it at $380 million. We're not going to be checking that in this video, but you can see right now it's sitting at $4 billion. This was the meme coin that ran up in March, where basically nothing else ran. Here it is in March, and then it ran again in May. And basically, guys, this was a sideways market. So it's been extremely strong and contra trading the crypto cycle. And I heard inside of that podcast that he did with Miles Deutscher, they were basically saying that if you're a millionaire or even 100 millionaire and you're wanting to play crypto, you're going to break the system. If you're trying to put in 500 grand into a token, you need something with higher liquidity in order to actually get in and get out without breaking the system. It's like Warren Buffett can't invest $100 billion into a random company because it's just going to break the system. He has to find big enough companies like Coca-Cola that he can actually invest into and not break the liquidity and actually be able to find people to sell their shares so he can buy them. The next one on the list was NPC, because let's be honest, at a $4 billion market cap, if you're not a multi-millionaire trying to move 500 grand in, there might be better options. Things with smaller market caps, more upside. He says first mention at 90 mil, which is why it's probably beneficial for you to follow him and follow me following him to tell you when he's going to mention new tokens, especially the 5th token. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow me on Twitter if you want to get that as quickly as possible. But you can see NPC, non-playable coin, it's called, and it's an older meme from late last year. It's currently basically at an all-time high, but at a $240 million market cap, it's a lot smaller than Pepe. More risk on the upside, also more risk on the downside. It's basically how you can simply interpret lower market caps. Back to that list. Ponky, he actually first mentioned Ponky at $19 million, which that's sort of the level that I like to play at, because there's a lot more upside for memes at that level, $19 million. If you remember, he got into pancake swap back here, sub 25 mil. That's the perfect range. That's the range that I found Casper at, which is now into the multiple billions. We found it about probably right on about 25 million. And guys, it was a nice ride all the way up. Instead of finding it at $1 billion and riding to 3 billion, which is a 3x, sure, and you can put more money in, but I really like playing at that level, that sub 25 mil market cap. But of course, it's already gone up to, Ponky is at a $160 million market cap. However, it was at almost a 400 mil. So it's actually one that's not really close to its all-time highs at the moment. It's had a decent pullback on it. And we've got Luke Belmar being really bullish on it. But this here, and this is what you might be thinking, are we too late to all of these things? Luke Belmar thinks it's the equivalent of, if we come back to the Binance token, swap it to market cap, and you can see it cross the $100 billion market cap. But if you go all the way back here, and it's like, oh wow, okay, we're at a 50 to 250 here, even here, we're up to a $400 million market cap here, and it's been up and down. And say this one pulled back a bit, it's like, yeah, that's some up and down, but even at a 400 mil, even if we zoom out and at a 2 billion, even if you bought it at that peak right there and had to lose 50% of your money, but you just rode it out, you would eventually see that 100x or that 50x return all the way up to the 100 bill. That is Luke Belmar's theory, and a lot of really smart traders' theory at the moment is that these numbers are really small when you put it into perspective of the massive super cycle that's coming. The last one on the Layer 1 Ethereum and Solana chain list was MOG, which if you haven't seen MOG recently on our channel, you mustn't be subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. We've been covering it with the Jesus of meme coins, Murad. It's one of his topics as well. We looked into his wallet and saw exactly how much he was making yesterday. He first mentioned it at a 100 mil market cap. It's now at a 560. So you can see Luke Belmar is cashing in on these things already. If they're true, we can validate those claims if someone wants us to put on our detective hats and make sure that he's done it. That's what we sort of do around here. We do enjoy it, calling out influencers where they're lying, and also celebrating influencers and traders when they win, because that's what I want to see more of in the market. Less cancellations and more celebrations. That's the motto on this channel. It is at a 600 mil market cap. It peaked almost at $1 billion market cap. So this is one that's following the same trend as Ponky. Bit of a pullback here. But again, still higher in market caps, at least for me personally, but I know everybody trades differently. Fifth pick, once again, subscribe here on YouTube so that we can bring you that fifth pick when it's available. He also wrote, there are less popular chains that are slowly gaining traction with high upside potential due to rotation and outflows and new narratives forming. You saw this with Tron, which is actually one of the ones here. Sundog, the other one is Tron Bull. Crash's Clay is really bullish on Sun Bull, and Crash and Luke had the same philosophy when trading meme coins, which is that each chain is going to have its own mascot, and they'll have 1 to 2 mascots per chain, and they're the only ones that are going to be worth investing in. Everything else is junk that's going to zero, is the philosophy. And I mean, we'll see that play out. But Luke is betting on these 3 tokens being the mascots of these 3 chains. So you got the Tron chain, which is actually, it's not really a less popular chain. It's actually got more volume than ETH and Solana, not combined, but individually, which is always surprising to know. Sui chain is a bet on Solana outflows, people getting bored of Solana and moving over to Sui. And Base Chain, a bet on a Coinbase takeover, which is a really good bet as well. We'll talk about that a lot. This is Brett. Let's start with this one. It did cross almost the $2 billion market cap and pulled back. We've mentioned this a lot on the channel, so I won't go too far into it, but there is no official token for the Base blockchain because it's run by Coinbase, and Coinbase is simping to the SEC, and they're waiting for all their approvals. I mean, I don't blame them, but that's what they're doing. They're following the law of the SEC step by step, so they're not allowed to launch a token yet. And so people are saying that Brett is going to basically become the mascot and the token of the Coinbase app. And when all retail comes here, what are they going to buy? Probably the #1 meme, just like they bought into Doge last time. Sui Chain. This is a new one. Actually, I'll end on Sui Chain because it's the most interesting one, I think. Tron Chain is a bet on Justin Sun, who just became a high-ranking politician of some island in the Caribbean somewhere. He's a very wealthy man who created the Tron chain, and he's trying to encourage meme coin play because he also is betting on meme coins this cycle. This is not the right one. Sundog here. You can see it was launched in August with all of the Tron meme coins. And Sundog to the Sun obviously after Justin Sun. It did have this really suspicious looking candle here. that went just past a bill, which either this is like someone hacking Polymarket, someone betting on what's the first meme coin on Tron to cross $1 billion. But Sundog got up to realistically a $360 million market cap, pullback, and it's currently sitting just over a $200 million market cap. I personally actually sold my Sundog in a decent profit, actually. I showed you how to buy it here on the channel, and I swapped it into Tron Bull, with which Crash's Clay is way more bullish on. But this is the pick from Luke Belmar. And the last one on the list we mentioned earlier when he was talking about Sui memes and the community takeover. And this was way back, actually. He commented October 1. So if we go into Hippo now, Sudeng, the Hippo, and we go back to October 1, I believe it's this candle right here is October 1, which was a 50 mil market cap. So he rode up a nice almost 4x. And I believe you could try and find his wallets. If you want us to dive deep, we will find his wallets by looking at any big buys here on September 31st or even October 1 from a wallet that could be Luke Belmar's. Currently sitting at 141 mil market cap. People are saying that the meta is going to be switching to Sui very soon, and it has had a run up very recently, so we'll be diving deeper into that. Now, if you want to get more out of your trading, come and join us in the inner circle. We have wallet trackers on these traders, the people who have the most influence on the market and the best traders out there. We literally have their wallets. We reverse engineer their social profiles and find which crypto wallets are them, throw them in the wallet tracker for you so you can get buy and sell alerts whenever they're making moves into new tokens. There's also social alerts whenever they tweet. So if Luke Belmar comes in and tweets about his 5th project, you're going to get pushed into the wallet tracker as long as you have it turned on, which the tutorial's on the inside once you sign up. We do things like portfolio reveals as well. The one we just did inside the inner circle was Alex Becker's complete portfolio, the 50 tokens that he's holding that he thinks will make millionaires in 2024. We also did a 1-hour podcast going through them coin by coin, giving you our own personal thoughts on them, when Alex Becker got into them, what price targets he's expecting, and all the information you could possibly want when copy trading an influencer like Alex Becker. And if you haven't been watching our last recent videos here on the channel, you can see we've also added tracking alerts for Murad, the meme coin Jesus, who turned 400 grand into $24 million. We've added 11 of his wallets that got exposed in the leak, and you'll be able to see whenever he sells or buys any new meme coins, which is extremely profitable historically. So if you want to get ahead of the mainstream, come join us in the inner circle. If not, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.